So yeah, so I'm going to show you guys my whole web design process. I don't know, are you maybe you guys may or may not be familiar with this AI tool called ChatGPT. I use it often to generate content for my website, and I'm going to show you how I use it to generate content during a web design project. As I also said, I took it upon myself to design various wireframe sections of my website, as you can see here. Let me turn off the grid line so you can see them. So the website we're going to design have various sections. This is the header. I just designed it from our previous class. The head, this is the menu. This is the header image section. There'll be some text here. We have some logos here. Then I also designed the about section, something very simple. An image here with a couple of text by the right side. This is the service section. This is the testimonial. This is the footer, something very simple. Yeah, so now let's translate this design to an actual web design project here. So first thing I will do is I will make use of ChatGPT here. So ChatGPT is a tool used to basically you ask it questions and it gives you a response. So now let's use it as a reference in this website design to create content. So now I'm going to just do a very quick walkthrough for us since we are very limited by time. So I'll just tell it, hello, you are a website content creator. I need you so chat.openai.com to sign up, and then you can have access to this. So it has given me an answer. So it's telling me to answer these questions. What is the main purpose for my website? What product or service do we offer? Who is my target audience? Do you have any specific goals or messages you want to convey? And are there any particular highlights which we want to, or features or unique selling points which we want to highlight? So let's give it more info. So I want to build a website that sells books. Okay, so let's tell it. My website is books the right option? Let me think. Yeah, is used to talk about my books. My website should for the hero section, about section, services section. Then we can have like we have a testimonials section, and yeah, I think that is all we have to. That's all the sections we need here. We have about services, testimonials. I think that's it. So yeah, let it create content for these sections for me. So let's see what it pops up. So now it's generating content to use on my website. So we'll use this content in our website design. So let's just go back so we can see here. So let's call our website, let's name it Fix It. So let's turn this wireframes here, which we have designed here, to an actual website design. So we have our header section here. Let me delete all this. Let's create an actual header here. First of all, I like to make my background a bit not so white, but somewhere in between. Let's say around this texture. I think this is fair. Okay. Then we can have things like we have our hero section, our menu section here. Move it to the top. I hope you all can see my screen clearly. Then we can have like a very simple logo. Let me make this, okay, 70. And let's turn on the grid. We can reduce the opacity of the grid so it's not too sharp. Let's make it 5%. So here we'll have our logo. Let's call our website name. Let's call it Fix It. Or let's call it Techquity. Obviously, we need to make the logo something a bit more stylized. Let's use a very nice font. Let's use let's make this our logo. Then let's make this bit bigger. Let's give it a color of, let's make it green. Or even blue would work. Let's make it this color blue here. And let's drag into the menu here. We'll try to align it to snap to our grid here. So yeah, I think this would work for our logo. Something very simple. Then we can have menu items to accompany the logo there. So we can have something like this. I think we can have home here. Let's home. We need to change the font, obviously. Let's use color. Color is a very nice font. Let's make the text black. Let's use 333. Let's make it 16 pixel. And then let's drag it into the menu. Okay. I think this is a little bit too big. Let's make this 50. Let's reduce the size of our logo a bit. Let's make our logo size, let me say 25. I think this still works. So we have our home. We have our about us. We can have services. We can also have testimonials. You can have a contact us here, maybe contact. Let's see if I can spell that correctly. So now let's make a very simple button to accompany this. Yeah, so we can make a simple button by, so now with the text selected, I'm going to show you introduction to auto layout. So you click on the auto layer shortcut. You can either press Shift A. Shift A will automatically activate auto layout. Yeah, with auto layout is very, we'll talk about this in more detail much later, but let's just go. So auto layout gives me a specific padding space around the text, and I can also add things like my fill color. Yeah, but now I want to make my padding, let's make the top padding, the space at the top and the space at the bottom, I want to make it 14 because I feel 10 is a bit too small. Let me make it 14. And then we can make the one on the left and right. So let's make it 25. I'm going to type 25 here. And you can see it's looking more like a button. But let's add more colors to it. So then if you observe, we choose a color here. We can make this color a more global color that we can use subsequently by clicking on these 4 dots by the far right here. You can see style when you hover on it. You click on it, and then you click on this plus icon here. You can click on this one here, click on the plus icon, and you can now call this let's call this our brand blue color. Description, let's just call it primary color. I think this will work for now, and then just create a style. So now we have created a color style here that we can use in other sections of our website. So now if you come to this button here, this very ugly looking button, we can now want to change the fill color. You can change the fill color by clicking on this and selecting any color you want. Yeah. But if we want to use the global color which we've selected earlier, which we've created earlier, you just click on the name of the frame, which we would call button here, and then we would select the brand, click on these four dots, and then you can select the brand blue color here. Automatically updates, and we can make the color of the font white because we want it to have a very well balanced contrast. So that we have our button here. But let's take it a step further. Let's round the edges because I'm not sure I like sharp edges for my buttons. But sharp edges also work. It all depends on what style you're using for your website design project. Let's make the buttons corner. Let's make it 10. I think I'm fine with 10. And then I think we have our button, and we can drag it into our frame. But it seems our button is a bit big, so let's reduce it a bit. Let's make this 10, so it's not so big, and then we'll drag it into the frame. Can also make this. Let's make this 60. So we can centralize this, and then we have our very simple looking menu. So now we can select all the items here also to ensure that yes, everything is properly aligned. We click on Shift A. Shift A, what does it do? It activates auto layout. Auto layout is a very useful feature in your website design project. Now we can make the spacing on each menu item here increase or decrease as much as you want. So let's make the spacing between them 20. I think 20 is fine. Then we can also drag it a bit closer to our button and ensure it has, let's make it a spacing of 20 also. So as you can see, we have a very simple looking, let's switch off the grid so we can see. So yeah, we have our website menu created, very simple and easy. Now what do you want to do next? We want to have like a very large image here because we're using our wireframe as reference here. We want to have a very large image here. Then we can have like text on top of it. Let's go to Google and just search for books images. Let's see what Google has for us. So you can pick any one of these. It depends on what style you are looking for. So let's select anyone. Let's select, I think I like this book. So let's select, I think I like this one because it has love in it. But I think let's go with something, let's go with this. I think I prefer this. So let's copy this image from Google and come to our website. And yeah, we can now come and paste the image on Figma and then drag it into our frame. As I said, we can always drag anything into our frame, and when we move the frame, everything moves along with it. So now let's put this image here at the top corner until it snaps, and we can make it as big as we want. If it's too big, we can actually crop it. Crop is used for reducing certain sections. We can crop it a bit. I think this is okay. We don't want it to be too big. I think this is too small. Let's increase it a bit. Okay, I think this will work. So I'm going to be moving a bit faster because time is not on our side. I think this works for our section here. Let's do something else now. Let's place it into, so now if you observe, the image is very busy, and if we put any text on it, it will be very difficult to read. So let's create what we call an image overlay and place it on top of our image so that it's easy for users to read the text on our image. So let's do something like that. Let's create an image overlay. So we can lock the image here so we don't move it around during design process. We select the image here and then we can come and lock it here. If you look at this icon here, it's currently unlocked, so we can easily move it around. But if we lock it now, the image will not be able to be moved around until we unlock it. So now the image is locked, and which is nice, which is what we want. We can now drag this rectangle which we created to form an overlay on our image. Then we can make the color black. You can then select the color here, but me, I know the color code, so I can easily just type it, and then I can reduce the opacity to, like, let's say 50, maybe even 70, something that is not too busy, so users can still read what is on our website. Yeah. So now let's create the copy that will be on the website. Let's make it white. Let's make it white and very big, so it's very legible. So now for the copy, now I told you we asked ChatGPT to create copy for us, so we don't have to do it ourselves. And let's see what it came up with. It says, "Welcome to your bookstore." So let's copy this text and then let's paste it here. Let's change it to Techwitty's bookstore. Yeah, I think this works. Let's make the font very big because it needs to be very visible and readable. Okay, let's ensure the grid is white so it's more visible because okay, I think this is better now. So now let's ensure it snaps. So we're going to make it snap to our grid. We want to work within this grid is showing us our workspace that we can work with. Let's make it center aligned. We do that by clicking on, you can either make it right aligned, left aligned, or center aligned. So this is it here now. Can move it up. Then we have a different copy here. Let's get the second one. It says discover captivating stories that transport you to new worlds. Let's copy this. Then we have a shop now button here. Before we do that, let's create the subheading text here. Subheading text will be something like this. But obviously this is so big and we don't want this font for our body, for our subtext here. We are using color, as you can see. It's very good to be consistent. So we have two fonts now. We have this June Call, which is a very bold font, and then we have color, which has various font width, which I spoke about in the previous class. So now let's use color because color has loads of other font width that is easily readable by users. So let's change the font to color. This is color here. Then we can make the font size. Let's make it 18. And then we can bring it, let's say make it centralized. Let's ensure it has a spacing of, I think 20 works. Then one other thing we need to do is we need to add our button here. But remember, I spoke about, I didn't really speak much about this from our previous class. I don't know, you guys may have heard about components. It's always good to create components when working in Figma, so it's easy for you to easily reuse things. So let's make a button component here. Let's call it button. You create a component by clicking on this icon here. Now we can just make duplicates of our buttons here, and we can change the text to, let's say, shop now. The good thing about having components is that when you create, let's make our component here and let's replace this one here. Let's replace this button here. Now, if we change the color of this component here, like let's change the color to this thing. As you can see, change the color of both of them at the same time. You understand? So you don't have to change one button, change the other button, change the other button. No, it's a whole lot of work. If you just have to create one button and make it a component as I did here, and you can change the color to anything, it affects all the places that same component is being used. Can we change the color of the text to, let's make it red. Everything changed to red. So, okay, there's an error here. Let's duplicate this again. And let's put it here. Let's place our button here. Let's ensure it snaps to the grid. I think I'm fine with this. Well, now we've seen it. Let's revert it back to the previous color. Let's make the background our global color, which is our brand blue. We can make the font white and it affects everything. So now we have our font here, shop now. We can just place it here. Then we can select the three of them together and then we'll press Shift A. Shift A is a shortcut for auto layout. Or you can always press auto layout here. So what auto layout does, you can have like very consistent spacing between elements. You can use it for other things, but for now, let's just use it to ensure we have equal spacing. Let's make the spacing 20. So now we have our very simple hero section here. But I feel we have so much space here because we didn't generate enough copy. So this is a whole lot of space. So let's reduce this by reducing the size of the image. I think this is okay. This is small enough. We can also reduce the size of our overlay, which is this rectangle we created earlier. So let's call it overlay here so we can easily know where it is in our design. So yeah, we have a very simple hero section here. Then the next section from our design is we have a bunch of logos here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can just generate random logos and use on our website design here. Let's create some random logos. Let's ask Google to create logos. Or better still, let's just use icons in place of logos so we don't have to. Well, let me just get popular logos. Let me see. So I love Samsung products, so I'm just going to use Samsung logo here for everything. So remember, we're working with grid, so we'll ensure everything needs to snap to our grid. Let's make the grid red again so it will be more visible. Let's make it red, something, yeah, so this will work. Let's make the size of this, let's say 30, because I don't want it to be so big. We have 5 logos here, so let's have 5 Samsung logos here. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm doing this by holding Alt and dragging to duplicate. So when I click on auto layout again, as I said, Shift A, or you click on auto layout to here, it automatically creates, put it down here, equal spacing between the elements on the website. So you can either make it 30, 20, whatever spacing you want. But in your case, you can actually use you can use different logos. But ensure that yes, the height of the logos are the same. As you can see, the height are have equal spacing, 50 top and 50 bottom. It's a bit high, so let's reduce this. Is it up to 50? This is small. Better still here, what I would do in this case, I can easily just create a frame here. I'll call this logo. logo, or in this case, client's logo. Yeah, we can make it the same size of our website, which is 1440. Let's copy this, and then let's just make it the same size. We can bring our beautiful logos inside the frame. I told you you can always put a frame in a frame. Yeah. So let's make this a bit bigger because I want the spacing to be, I think 30 will be fine. So to make sure that we have 30, let's do a bit of math. We can remove one from the top and remove two for the bottom. Let's reduce the height of this logo frame by 3 pixels. We can just drag it 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is just me just trying to be 100% efficient. So I can now recenter it, and you can see the spacing is 30 on the top and bottom padding. Now we can drag this into our frame and then center it to the far right, and then take it up a bit. So now we have our header section here. So I would say our header section is complete. Then the next thing is the about. I'm going to be a bit faster with the about section. I'm going to make a duplicate of it here. So I'm going to combine everything together on one larger frame, which I'm going to call our website. Let me create a frame proper. Let's click on here. We have a frame. Let's use desktop. Let's just call this website, book website, or tech equity website. We're going to create this website, as I said, live. So this is a demo. We can actually refine it much later. We can also take it as an assignment to refine this. Now we can actually drag this to our website and then snap it to the top. So now we have our header. So now let's work on our about image here. So obviously we want a very fine image by this, as our wireframe is seen here. Let's go and get another image from Google about books. So let's search for books images. Again, let's pick any random one here. Let's say, I think I like this. I think this will work. Okay, so now let's select this. Let's copy the image and then let's bring it into our design. So let's paste it here. This is the very beautiful book website here. Image inside our frame. I just drag it inside literally and then it's inside. Then we can actually align it inside the frame so it looks good. So now let's cut this and then replace it with this one here. So we can actually make this look a bit more better. Let's make it a bit bigger. Then let's snap it to the top and make it, yeah, I think this looks good. Now we can also make the I don't know, I told you, remember from our last class we talked about border radius, which I used to design the button. We can actually use it here to round the edges of this image. So let's have the same rounded corner edge of, let's say, 10. And then, yeah, I think this looks good. Then we can bring in our text to the right here. Let's consult ChatGPT for the content to use on our website here. So let's see. ChatGPT, where are you? ChatGPT said we should use this for our about header and our about subheader. So let's do this. So let's have a very simple heading here with this about tech equity. Let's make this let's make the color black because we're going to put on a white. And then I feel the text is too big. It shouldn't have the same size as our header text. So let's make it something like let's say 38. Then we drag it into our frame here. So I hope everyone is following. We can always ask questions after the class. And then we can dump the copy that ChatGPT gave us here. We can close it like this. Yeah. So we can actually ask for more copy, but I think this would work for now. I think we can make our image a bit more bigger. So I don't want the text to be to be everywhere. I think this would work. We can have another button here. We can just create a new button. And let's say we can probably have learn more. So yeah, I think this is very simple and this works. Then we can click on the three of them again and press same spacing 20 between them. Then we can also align this inside the frame by clicking on this aligned vertical center. So we just click on it and it aligns this to the center of the design. Now we have our about section here, very simple. What do we do now? We drag it into this big frame here. And then let's see how it looks. Then we drag it up a bit. I think this works. Let's turn off the frame so we can see how our website is looking. You can also give this a feel of something light blue so it doesn't look. Let's make it very light blue. So yeah, so now our about section here, looking very chic now. So now we have the next section is services section. So let's create services for this. Let's be very fast now. I'm going to be moving at a more faster pace because time is not on our side. Okay. We have our service section here. We have a header, subheader, and then we have our 6 services here. Let's delete everything here. And let's create our services. Let's use the same header size and everything as we used here. Let's call this our services. And then let's have spacing of 57 from the top. Yeah. And let's have maybe a text here that says here is a list of our services. It can be something much longer, but I'm sure we can come up with something better when we work on our assignments. Then we can make the spacing between the elements 20. So let's try and be a bit consistent. We can have our services boxes here. So how do we design these service boxes now? First of all, turn on our grid so we will know what size we're working with. So now we can just have we can draw a box. We can use 4 grid for one box. We can make it square. We can have 305 by 305. So we have all sides equal. Let's make the color a bit darker so we can see where our services boxes are. We have another box here, and we have another box here, which our services will be inside. So now let's style these boxes before we put our content inside. Or let's just put it like this. Mm, so we can have like an icon here in the center. We can have dummy text there. Let's let's create one box. Let's design one box service. Then we can replicate it for the rest of them. So now I'm going to make the color of this box white first of all. And I'm also going to add a border radius of 10 here. So it has to curve the edges. I'm going to add like a bit of shadow to our box. You can create a shadow around the box by clicking on effects. It creates a drop down. You cannot really see it here because the background is dark. Let me create another frame so you can see the beauty of what we are doing. So I've added a bit of shadow here, but I don't like how it's looking so thick. Let's play around with it. Let's add a blur. Let's make it blur. Let's say 20. Okay, it's looking a bit better now. Let's make the one on the y-axis. Let's make it, let me say 10. Okay, it's looking a bit better. And let's make the color. Let's make it something bluish. So it's kind of runs with our color. Yeah. Okay, I think this work for our services. But I like it a bit darker. Yeah, I think this would work. Let's put it, no. I think this will work for our service box. Then let's quickly style it. We'll create another simple frame inside. Let's make the frame size, let me say 80. Oh, yeah, 80. Then let's make the corner radius 10. I'm also going to talk about something called plugins. Yeah, used to do so many things. You can easily get icons. Let me use an icon generator here. The plugin used to generate icons. We can just create any icons. We can see various type of icons with various kind of like weights and selection. Let's just select anyone. Let's select a regular icon here. Let me type in book. Let's see what icon pops up. Okay, I think I like this one. Let me drag this out. So we have a very simple looking book looking icon here. We can put this inside our frame here. Let's make the size a bit bigger. Let's make it 50. Then we can center it inside our. Let's make the background image the background color our brown blue. Then we can make the color of the icon itself white. It's now very simple looking. Then we can drag it inside our frame and then ensure that it's spaced evenly. Let's have the space 25 by 25. I think this would work. Then we can have very simple, we can call this service 1. Let's make the fonts size, let's make the color first of all to be darker because it's coming into a white background. We can make the font, let's say 20. Let's make it 24 so it's not so big. Then we can have dummy services text. So let's make this obviously 16. Let's make the font color, yeah, and then let's ensure that the spacing is still 20 as we've been doing. 20. Yeah. Then let's just generate dummy text to use on our website because I'm trying to work with time here now. So we have just less than 10 minutes to go. So I'm just going to use dummy text for our services. Let's make it right aligned and let's snap it to the grid. So there are more efficient way of doing this, but as I said, we're working with time. Let's just work what we have. We can make this 25 and then yeah, I think this would work for now. This is our service. So let's copy this. Copy. Then let's click on the 3 of them and then there's something called what is it called? Paste to replace. So when you cannot click on paste to replace and autofill the 3 of them, you can drag it up a bit and then ensure the spacing is okay. Let's make it 30 this time. I don't want it to be too close to the. Then we can also duplicate it more. Let's have 4 of them. Should have an equal spacing of 20. Let's see. Let's show is 20. Now I have 20 speed. Then we can update this to service 2 and make this service 3. Make this service 4. Like this. Now we can now drag this inside this section. Okay, we should have made a copy. Let's drag it inside our frame. Let's ensure the spacing is 0. Yes, to have our 3 main section, we have the hero section. Let's turn off the grid so we can see the beauty properly. We have our hero, we have our about, and we have our services here. This is a very, very simple looking website. As I said, it can be a whole lot better, but yeah, I think we'll give it a pause here for now. We can always continue in subsequent classes, or I can give you as a take-home assignment too. I think that will be fine. Let's work on this. This is supposed to be a testimonial section here. I would make, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a copy of this website here, and I'm going to upload it on Fixit Figma community page. Now we'll go there and duplicate this file. When you duplicate it, you would have access to this exact design I'm working on, and you can actually complete it. You can actually do the testimonial section by yourself, then create a footer, and then you can always um, extend this website here, this frame here, and then add the testimonial and then add the footer as an assignment. Then probably in the next class, if everybody complies and show me the example, the assignment they did, we can actually go into building this very simple website probably in the next class. So yeah, I think we can put a pause here for now. So yeah, thanks guys for today's class. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please, if you can hear me, can you just wave your hand or something so I will know that yes. Okay, that's nice. So if you have any question, please shoot. No questions. Okay. As I said, yeah, and one thing I'm going to say is that I need to see you guys' designs of this. I made it as simple as possible. I'm going to drop this video again for us to watch and get feedback. Um, and then you can always use as reference. But I need everyone to do like a practice and try to complete the website. Yeah, from there. Okay, I think that is perfect. I completely agree with that. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to the assignment I'm going to see and giving you guys feedback um, on it. So thank you for yeah.